Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to look how to calculate seismic load based upon Indian standard. In the right hand side, you can see IS 1893 Part 1 2016, which is a criteria for earthquake resistant design of structures, Part 1 general provision on building. Next one is IS 1893 Part 4 2015, which is a criteria for earthquake resistant design of structures, Part 4 industrial structures including stack-like structures. In the third, you can see IS 1893 Part 1 2002 criteria for earthquake resistant design of structures, Part 1 general provisions and buildings. This is a withdrawn code after 2016. In the left hand side, you can see an Excel calculation which is prepared to demonstrate about the seismic load calculation based upon Indian standard. First of all, I like to say that this calculation is meant for only the static method. Generally, there are two type of methods are adapted to calculate the seismic load. One is static method of analysis, another one is dynamic method. So in this method, we will be looking only the static method of analysis. So for that, sir, there are some certain criteria which are provided in the code that that is the building if it's fall under irregular or irregular, likewise and the seismic zone, and based upon the total height of the building, the class is stating whether we can go for static method of analysis or not. So for that we need to refer class 7.7 of IS 1893 part 1 2016, page number 25 to be referred. So this class 7.7.1 stating that a linear dynamic analysis shall be performed to obtain the design lateral force, that is a design seismic base here and its distribution of different level along the height of the building and to various lateral load resisting elements for all buildings other than regular building lower than 15 meter in seismic zone 2. So it is stating that other than regular building lower than 15 meter in seismic zone 2, we have to go for dynamic analysis. So it means other than regular building. So for a regular building with lower than 15-meter height in seismic zone 2, we can go for static method. So if you referred to old withdrawn code IS 1893 part 2002 of during to yeah of part 1, so page number 26 to be referred. You can see here in this class 7.8.1 stating that for two subclasses, regular buildings and irregular buildings. So alternately, we can read for the static method of analysis through this class explanation. For a regular building, if those are falls less than 40 meter in height in zone seismic zone 4 and 5, and those of less than or equal to or up to 90 meter in height seismic zone 2 and 3, we can go for static method of analysis. Similar ways in a regular building, for a irregular building, all framed building which are less than or equal to 12 meter in zones 4 and 5 and less than or up to 40 meter in height in zone 2 and 3, we can go for static methods. So there are some freedom or there is no much restrictions in 2002 version compared to 2016, whereas in 2016, that is latest version, there is no allowance for irregular buildings to be followed in static method, or even that regular buildings also restricted to seismic zone 2 and lower than 15-meter height. Sorry, yes, lower than 15-meter height for static method of analysis. So there are a lot of restriction in 2016 version. So whenever we are start doing the seismic load calculation, we should have awareness about this thing. If we are going with the latest version 2016, our seismic method of analysis, if in case of static analysis method, means we should follow this regulation by considering the regular seismic zone and regular building and seismic zone as a 2, and the structure height if it is less than 15 meters, then only we can able to adopt static method of analysis. In order to get the seismic zone 2, we have to refer the project technical specification provided by the owner, or else we can refer page number 14 of this IS 1893 part 1, where we can see a seismic map with all the zones for various cities in India. So here you can see I am considering Hyderabad is my project location, so then hence the seismic zone is 2. So next one is type of soil. So type of soil, generally this can be available in geotechnical report of the project. The classification can be referred as per class 6.4.2.1 of part 1 2016, for that page number 12 to be referred. So here you can see soil type 1 stands for rock or hard soils. The soil type 2 means it is a medium or stiff soils, and soil type 3 is a soft soils. So we are considering here soil type 3 here for our demonstration purpose. Then the seismic zone as per table 3 IS 1893 part 1 can be considered. So for that, page number 13 to be referred. So here you can see the seismic zone table, which is referring to us and provided the value of 0.1 for seismic zone 2. So I am getting those value. For structure type, structure category and its important factor, we need to refer part 4 of IS 1893 for industrial structures. So in the right hand side you can see part 4 of IS 1893. So page number 17 to be referred. So you can see here in the right hand side there are so many lists under categories of industrial structures. Accordingly, the category value also provided in the right hand side. So I am selecting the cooling towers wet and dry for our calculation purpose. There are so many lists are here in the drop down list, which is shown in the left hand side Excel sheet. So these are captured in the table next to its based upon the table 6 provided in the IS 1893 part 4. So by selecting this cooling tower and wet and dry from or other any type of structure, I am getting the corresponding structure category here using the VLOOK format. So I am assuming our structure type is cooling towers with wet and dry. For that structure category is 3, this is as per table 6, and for important factor we need to find out from table 3 of IS 1893 part 4 2015. For that we need to refer page number 13. Here it is 12. So here you can see the importance factor. For category 1 it is 2, for category 2 it is 1.5, for category 3 it is 1.25, and category 4 it is 1. So we are having the category as 3 here, so the important factor is 1.25. Considering total structure height, this is an assumed value as 10 meter, because we need to calculate the time period based upon the height as per class 7.6.2 of IS 1893. So this is a part 1 to be referred for that. So page number 23 we can get the value of time period. So here you can see the approximate fundamental transition natural period TA is 0.075 H power 0.75 for RC movement resistant building, 0.08 H power 0.75 for RC steel composite movement resistant frame building, 0.085 H power 0.75 for steel movement resistant building. Also for other type of structures and structure system, the time period calculation formulas are given here. So once we are getting this value 0.075 H power 0.75, by applying this height 10 meter in this formula, I'm getting 0.42 is my second, is my time period value. We need to check along with this industrial structure categories also. For that we need to refer part 4 of IS 1893, class 9.3 and 14.1 and 2. So page number 14 we need to refer for class 9.3. So here you can see time period estimation. So here the time period formula also given here, 2 equal to 2 by root of delta divided by g. The t value is in second s. So this is a formula we got captured from this equation and having in our Excel calculation. The same formula we are going to find out. Here the delta value is provided as delta is the maximum value of deflection. So for that we need to find out with the actual model, or we can able to get from the same IS 1893 part 4 code. Before that, if you see the time period estimation in the class 9.3 under notes, it is provided the some notes stating that formula given in IS 1893 part 1 for estimation of time period for building are not applicable for industrial structures. So this value 0.42 second, which we get calculated as per class 7.6.2 of IS 1893 part 1, is not applicable for industrial structure. So we cannot able to adapt this, or else parallel alternatively we can check with classes 14.1 and part 14.2 class in part 1893 part 4. So for that we have to refer page number 18. So you can see here for stack like structure it is given the formula here. Our case is not a stack like structure, so this formula is not applicable for us. And the alternative method is given is a Rayleigh's approximation for fundamental mode of vibration as follows. So these are the two methods. For that we need to calculate the vibration and deformation of the structure. So it will take much more time if we are doing as an actual model. So for that I am giving you a shortcut to find out this delta value. There is a class in this part 4, class 11.1, which is stating about the drift limitation. For that page number 16 to be referred. So here you can see that the drift limitation is provided without with partial load factor as 1, which should not exceed 0.04 times the storage head. That is maximum drift limit is provided as 0.04 height. So by applying this I am getting 40 mm or 0.04 meter as my restricting deflection, that is maximum deflection, and using that value I can find the time period, whereas g is the acceleration due to gravity 9.81 meter per second square. So finally I am getting the time period t, and the next one is I need to find out SA by g value based upon the soil category, which is soft soil for my site, and time period which is 0.41 second. So in order to find out SA by G value, we need to refer IS 1893 part 1 class 6.4.5. For that page number 12 to be referred. So here you can see there are two subclasses A and B. A is mean for equivalent static method and B is mean for response spectrum method. So our cases, as we are going to calculate as per static method, the first case is applicable. So there are three categories to find out SA by G value for accordingly to the soil condition. And our case it is a seismic, it is a soil type is 3, so soft soil to be considered. So the final fourth one to be adapted. So for SA by G value, if in case the T value is less than 0.67 means then the 2.5 is our SA by G value. So likewise this formula are captured here in the table which is showing in the left hand side Excel sheet. So you can see here in the table the SAG value is calculated here separately according to the soil type based upon the formula provided in the IS 1893 part 1. So similarly this value it can come from the extracted table of code reference. So I am getting SA by G value as 4.07. Next one is structural lateral load resisting system. For that we need to refer IS 1893 part 4 2015. So in the right hand side you can see the code which I am showing to be referred. Page number 13 we can find out the structure category here. So there are various lateral load resisting system are provided here in the right hand side PDF file which is an IS 1893 part 4 table 4. So accordingly the response reduction factor R also we can able to get in the right hand side. So here there are a list provided in the Excel sheet. Suppose if I am selecting the building frame system in special RC moment resistant frame means the value is 5 according to the table 4 in the IS 1893 part 4. So likewise these table are extracted and presented here. So these are the structural system which are provided here according to the response reduction factor for the same. So by the selecting this ordinary or any kind of structural system, I can get this value from the table of code reference which is placed here. So for our calculation purpose I am considering the first one, that is building frame system ordinary RC moment resisting frame. So the response reduction factor for the same as per table 4 is 3. So this is extracted using the VLOOK formula. And the next we need to calculate the design horizontal seismic coefficient AH. So for that class 6.4.2 of IS 1893 part 1 to be referred. Page number is 12. So you can see here in the right hand side the class is 6.4.2 stating the equation AH equal to Z by 2 into SA by G divided by R by I. So we are having all those values, that Z is 0.1 which is in having in a blue color highlighted cell. SA by G value is 4.07, here you can see in the red color ribbon cell, and I value important factor is 1.25 in green color cell, R value is 3 in purple color. So I am getting, by applying all these values, I am getting 0.085 as my design horizontal seismic coefficient. So next one is we need to find out the seismic weight. For finding the seismic weight, we should refer class 7.4 and 7.3 of IS 1893 part 1. So page number 23 to be referred here. 23. So 23 is stating that a seismic weight. How to find out the seismic weight for, if I am having the actual model I can able to explain, I can able to demonstrate, but as it is not there, so let you please read this if you are started doing the seismic load calculation. So it will give you how to calculate the seismic weight which are comprises of seismic weight and imposed load on structure. When coming back to the coming to the imposed load, that is a live load on structures to be considered for seismic weight. It is mentioned in the table how much percentage we can consider as a imposed load. So in case if your imposed load on floor is up to or including 3 kilonewton per meter square, then 25% of the imposed load to be considered for seismic weight. If it is more than 3 kilonewton per meter square, then 50% of the imposed load or live load to be considered along with the seismic weight for seismic self weight for the seismic weight. So these are the explanation provided under class 7.4, 7.3 and table 10 to calculate the seismic weight for the structure or the building. As we are not having any actual model here for this demonstration purpose, I am just assuming that 10 kilonewton as my total seismic weight. So finally, we need to find out design lateral force VB as per class 7.2.1 of IS 1893. For that, page number 19 to be referred. So you can see here in the right hand side the formula to find out VB value. VB equal to AH into W. So we are having AH as 0.085 and W weight as a 10 kilonewton, and multiplying those two I am getting value of 0.8. So this is all about the calculation of seismic load as per Indian standard in static method. We will meet in another video. Thank you for watching the video. Look description for more related videos.